I've got some driving to do today, and I'm not feeling super great. So this is what we're getting. This might be Scattering Light. That's the name I'm currently thinking of. I don't know what that would be, but story time, I guess. Dewdrops formed on the golden grass, Asian weather as it was, from dehydration. For this was the first time in a long month that it rained properly in Leicestershire, the small town where our story takes place. Now, Leicestershire was nothing special on its best day. So, right now, on a fairly Monday, Tuesday evening, one could be forgiven for thinking that nothing interesting would ever go down in this town that was no more than 10 buildings big. This was, unfortunately for its residents, the truth. The most interesting thing about Leicestershire was that every single basement, that every single building had a basement. Sorry for that mispronunciation, or that misspeak. And the only reason why this was significant was because one of the residents had a crazy plan. Samuel, preferring to just go by Sa to his friends, hitting the M sound for whatever reason, and often spelling even the Sa with a Z instead of an S, wanted to create an underground-based town hall and market, so that his small town would have something interesting to bring in tourists, people of interests, reporters, anything, to hopefully build it in size, which would cause the underground to build, in theory, as they connected the new buildings to it, which would cause more people to come and see the increasingly weird underground. At least that was his idea. Now, this is not a terrible idea basis. Underground cities are not a new thing by any standard. But the thing is, they tend to take a lot of planning, careful math, and a decent amount of effort. That wasn't exactly Za's type of thing. They were very much a do now, think later type of person. So Zaw, Cameron, and Tom, Zaw's friends, grabbed a couple of pickaxes and some shovels and decided to go through with the bad idea of just collapsing the basement wall that the three had bought. Or the basement wall in the building they had bought with the plans to dig till they were underneath City Hall and just expand City Hall's basement. Had they asked for permissions, the mayor and the city council might have approved this. But they didn't. So they began an illegal tunneling operation and discovered something truly weird. Not that there was some illegal smuggling going on. Not that somebody else had already done this and never told anyone. No, they discovered that the reason why every building in their small town had a basement was to anchor effectively the buildings down. Because the space in between each and every single one of the 9 buildings was water. And what they would later learn is an improperly shaped square surrounding the town. That being, for whatever reason, one side is half a cubic foot longer than the rest. But otherwise, was a just 10 by 10 square surrounding their town. And they decided to bring this fact, after swimming around in the underground water that they had discovered, to the mayor, to use that as the tourist attraction that they hoped the town needed. To make Leicestershire the world's only floating town in a landlocked area. This idea had a couple of problems with it, the first of which being, technically speaking, they weren't floating. Each of the town's basements went all the way to the base and sat on the ground underneath the water. And second off, there is a small city floating in a lake about 10 miles north of them that is, technically speaking, the only city floating in a landlocked area. But Zaw didn't know or care about either of these facts. He just saw a way to get his town's name out there and to be a little more impressive. This, of course, required them to reveal that they had effectively broken down one of their basement walls, a fact which they would learn would piss off the mayor, the previous owner of the house they had gotten. yeah, I don't know how to continue that story. I mean, I guess I could make up a name for the mayor and try and work out a reason why the town would be built over this underground lake. Figure out what that 10 by 10 would be for that square that it's on, and why none of the residents knew about it. But I don't know. I don't really got anything. Improv stories are hard. So thank you for listening, if anyone's even been listening.